Welcome to the third part of Art Appreciation Lecture, Principles of Design, Chapter 3. This deals with space and depth. A simple way to evoke depth is by overlapping shapes. Also, as sizes of objects get smaller, it also shows the illusion of depth. And implied space is created by the cropping of objects with the edges of the picture plane. So we have two works of art here, both showing depth in a different way. We have the work at the top by Ch3, Maple Leaves, the Ch3 Shrine, from 1857. It's a color woodcut, and the way the maple leaves on either side are cropped and coming out of the picture helps to frame the entire scene. It also shows some illusionistic depth, although the work in itself does seem rather cartoony and kind of flat. For many centuries and cultures, the illusion of three-dimensional space was of small importance. But the work you see below the Ch3 is a illusion of depth in the court of Guyamars of the Sultan Muhammad, creating a picture that's much more essential. Notice how the figures are the same size, no matter how distant they're supposed to be from the viewer. Depth is implied, but in more decorative ways. Here's an illustration of atmospheric perspective. The main idea with atmospheric perspective is how objects in the distance get bluer. They are also not as well in focus and get much more fuzzier as they go further and further in the background. And this you can see from this work by George Caleb Bingham, Rathman playing cards from 1847. And you can see in the distance, the further down the river, how more and more the objects get lighter and bluer, and you cannot tell the texture as well. This is a linear one-point perspective. All the parallel lines in the direction of the object being viewed converge at one point in the distance. This is at the vanishing point, which is at our eye level. Linear perspective can organize what we see in a logical, coherent way. We must keep in mind that linear perspective is an invention, a way of showing space that is not comprehended by all people. Space can actually be ordered in different ways. Here's the very Western European way of ordering space in rectilinear format. And lastly, we have a modern way of seeing cubism in non-perspective space. Linear perspective seemed limited to artists entering the 20th century. The cubists looked at space and knew that things are fluid in any type of painting, and the forms are being illuminated by the sun and light as they move in space. So in order to show time, space, and the relativity of things as they are affected by their atmosphere, they came up with a way of seeing that is cubist. It's a modern movement. Many cultures throughout history have employed a flat treatment of space, as your book would say. Thank you very much. That is the end of chapter 3. Yeah.
That was interesting.
Thank you.
I've heard linear.
Yeah, I'm just
Thank-
like speaking over the top of this, and then I'm gonna make it into MP4, and then bring it to YouTube.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
But how do I get out of this, dude?